Hello, my name is ELD. Welcome to Fast Effect, Double Speed Magic the Gathering from ELD's Time Vault Games in Bellingham, Mass. Here we have Lucas on Dragon Stompy versus Micah on a blue-red Delver build. Dragon Stompy going to be looking to use Chalice of the Void and Blood Moon effects to prevent Micah from doing very much, but Micah will not necessarily need much of a window to get a threat on board. Delver of Secrets, the most dangerous threat in the deck, only costs 1 blue, and just a single fetch land being sacrificed will allow for him to have blue mana for the rest of the game. Goblin Rabblemaster here leading out, so no disruption. Lucas looking for a race, swinging for 1. Taking 2 off of his Ancient Tomb. Simian Spirit Guide enabling that 3 mana play. Micah answering back. Thinking through, looks like he's committing to lightning bolting. Oh, he's going to pass the turn. Interesting decision. A Legion War Boss. And now Rabblemaster taken down. Swarms of tokens coming in. It looks like Daze was drawn for turn. That Volcanic Island would have comboed very well with a Daze to stop this Legion War Boss, but instead Daze coming a turn too late. And Micah reading the War Boss. I will actually attempt to do the same. He is often Rabblemaster 5+. Rabblemaster often considered to be the better card. We've got Dreadhorde Arcanist threatening to flash back this Lightning Bolt to good effect, and now another Legion War Boss. All the goblins coming in here. So each of these War Bosses is going to make a 1/1 goblin each turn. Dreadhorde Arcanist taking care of one of them. The other part of Legion War Boss's text here is the Mentor ability. Whenever the creature attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature with less power. So these 1/1s can get upgraded to 2/2s. But it does mean that the Legion War Boss does have to get in there and get his hands dirty. Now that Micah has some tokens, he may be very happy to trade a couple of tokens to get rid of that War Boss. Very interesting game state. Oh, and Goblin Rabblemaster. 3 mana threat after 3 mana threat. Micah throwing a Daze at that just to get the token and to a lesser degree the 2 life off the Ancient Tomb, so Lucas able to pay the mana. Goblin Rabblemaster forcing the Legion War Boss to attack. 7 damage going to be coming in. Pyromancer not really ready to be blocking. He'll probably end up blocking that Goblin Rabblemaster if it comes to it. But as it is right now, Lucas has 7 damage on board without the Rabblemaster. And Micah going to need a lot of work. He sends Preordain, triggering, getting a body. I believe he needs something along the lines of a lightning bolt to stop the continual deluge of goblins. A blue and a red available. Making some tokens. Another Dreadhorde Arcanist. A reasonable blocker here. Rabblemaster about to get swole. Attempting to go to the main, to the attack step and get a goblin. Micah gonna stifle it. And let's see if he can survive this combat. Right now he's taking 4 with a chump block on the Rabblemaster. Now 3. Trying to figure out if he wants to be eliminating bodies or preserving life. This could be a crucial moment in the match. Let me know how you would have blocked in the comments if it doesn't line up with how Micah does it. Can he afford to let this Rabblemaster stick around? Looks like he's willing to go to 1 life and eliminate a token. No. No, he final answer going to 2. Letting the extra body stick around. And Fiery Confluence gets him either way. Extra damage from Fiery Confluence, a commander card that has found its way into Legacy play. Really, one of the charming things about the format is if it's a Magic card, it is legal with very few exceptions. So all of these supplemental products, like Commander, Brawl, all can potentially introduce cards that can find niche or even starring roles in these different brews that people come up with in what may be Magic's deepest format. Little conversation going on between the two of them. I feel like Force of Negation actually a pretty welcome card. I could be wrong, perhaps. Micah being more concerned with the creature side of Lucas's deck, but a turn 1 Blood Moon or Chalice can be absolutely devastating, even though as we see Micah runs Blood Moon himself, he is not okay with that coming down before he has access to blue mana. If he does get hit with that and is unable to find a basic island, it can cut off a huge percentage of his deck. We're talking about Daze, Delver of Secrets, any type of bounce spells that he may have, all your cantrips. Of course, Dreadhorde Arcanist and Young Pyromancer will be happy to play with cards like Lightning Bolt. Well, there's simply not enough of those to go around when you don't have the cantrips to kind of smooth out your draws. I believe I needed to reset the life totals there. If you are an Android user and you have a life total app that you think would show up very well on camera, go ahead and let me know in the comments. This is the best that I found so far for this burner phone, which is what we use on camera. I was using an iPhone before, was pretty happy with the app on there, but it doesn't translate well enough. May have to actually learn how to code or something just to get something with some nice big numbers. Anyone listening that does code and wants to make an app, I will happily credit the use of the app and all of the descriptions of the videos. Be happy to use that. It doesn't seem like much of a task. Maybe that's because I don't know how to do it. That is often the way life is. Lucas taking down game number 1. Let's see how he does on the draw here. See a Lightning Bolt, a Daze, a Preordain. Snow-covered basic island. Micah will likely have his blue and red for the rest of the game here. And leading out with a preordain, not the optimal opening. Perhaps he'll have a creature to back it up. There's a Delver, so it'll be a turn slower than he would like. Chrome Mox, Ancient Tomb, Fiery Confluence makes another appearance, this time to imprint on Chrome Mox and enable a turn 1 Goblin Rabblemaster. And this feels like a days-worthy card, but no. No, Micah going to allow it to stick. Delver of Secrets. Two more damage and another Rabblemaster. And this gets a Lightning Bolt. So just one goblin entering the battlefield. Double Rabblemaster, potentially a trap at times as they force each other to attack. That can go very badly at times. Ancient Tomb being taken down. And now a Lightning Bolt clearing the other Rabblemaster, so pretty even race here. We see a young Pyromancer ready to jump into the action on Micah's side. That looked like an Ensnaring Bridge. What was that card? Let me know in the comments. Looked like a white bordered Ensnaring Bridge or something. Young Pyromancer. Another mountain. And two more goblins getting in there. Delver refusing to flip. Does find a Brother in Arms at the top of the library. Will that be held for a Force of Will, or will it just get on out there? He does enter the battlefield. Legion Warboss is back. And we have an Abrade or a... maybe an Abrade. Maybe a Shock Effect. Drawing a card off of Fiery Islet. Ponder going to make sure that this other Delver flips. When you have multiple Delvers, you can respond to the triggers. So if you have an effect like Fiery Islet or a fetch land, you can actually resolve one of the triggers, change the top card of your deck, and then resolve the second one, enabling you to have a chance at flipping at least one of them, even if things don't go as planned from the get-go. And Luke is just building up his mana base here. Not really needed. Look like a Forked Bolt on top. And that is gonna do it. So Micah taking down game number 2, forcing game 3. Fiery Confluence. A dangerous card out of Lucas's deck. Can actually do 3 damage to everything on Micah's side of the board. It's actually to each creature, so it would kind of reset the entire board given the toughness of all of the creatures we've seen here. The biggest backside being Dreadheart Arcanist, I believe. So Lucas's deck really focused on getting 3 mana on turn 1. And so far, playing very much like an aggro deck. Let's see if on the play he can find a Chalice of the Void. That would greatly change the nature of the matchup. If Chalice sticks, very, very difficult for Micah to win. Not impossible. Very difficult. Also remember that Chalice simply counters the spells. Does not mean that you're not allowed to play them. Unlike Sanctum Prelate, you can actually run out your Lightning Bolts, Brainstorms, Ponders, Preordains into the Chalice just to get extra value out of your Young Pyromancer. And there we see Brazen Borrower, yet another potential answer to a Chalice, so we'll see what that fairy does for the matchup. It can be a very unexpected problem to have one of your permanents bounce during your end step. Brazen Borrower just adding a ton of gameplay to this archetype. Particularly good in decks that can leverage having a 3-1 flyer. And of course, Delver's entire game plan is to get a 3-power flyer and hold on for dear life. That may be a bit of an exaggeration. Hold on just enough to win. You don't actually want to be countering everything they do. You just need to make sure that what they do doesn't undo the damage that your Delver's going to inevitably do. Looks like a single land for Micah. And Lucas done mulliganing here. Got to be somewhat grateful for the new mulligan rule. Previously, oh no, he's actually going to 4. So putting those cards on the bottom of the library, actually part of the mulligan procedure, only really comes up with Serum Powder. But the process is actually drawing your 7 and then putting the appropriate number of cards on the bottom of your library, then deciding whether or not you're going to keep. And here, looks like a Trinisphere. Ooh, a first turn Trinisphere would often be an absolute blow, but we see that Micah does have a Force of Will. Well, this is actually being improperly done. It's interesting. I did not think that commentary would be as useful to the match as it's unfolding here, but technically Micah would have needed to select that card prior to finding out exactly how low an opponent mulligans. And there's actually good reason for that. I mean, there's certainly differences. I mean, getting that card to the bottom now compared to when you're not sure if your opponent's going to keep their hand is a very different thing. Obviously, if your opponent is mulling, say, for example, down to 1, and you have a handful of Force of Wills, you're more likely to ditch a Force of Will, knowing that it's not going to be as essential. And we have a turn 1 Trinisphere, about as good as you can hope for off of a mull to 4. Micah going to force pitching the Brazen Borrower. Lucas with a single land. It's a City of Traders, and I do not expect this to be very much of a game. Perhaps Lucas will surprise us, but with just a city means kind of at best he's going to draw a land and try and play a 3-drop, and it looks like that's something that Micah can easily daze. And at that point, I mean, how much card disadvantage can one person take? He's down a Simian Spirit Guide in order to enable the Trinisphere. City of Traders also loses that goes off of the battlefield when you play a land. Simian Spirit Guide attempts a Goblin Rabblemaster. That is dazed. At least he gets to keep the city for now. And Micah would rather not play a game of Magic here. He is just going right for the throat. Takes out the City of Traders with his Wasteland. Not going to allow Lucas to leapfrog to the 3-mana spot, which is really what the deck is designed to do. Some cantrips and a Lightning Bolt. Took a little bit of time thinking about that top of the library, but just going to go ahead and shuffle anyways with this fetch land. They were quality cards that could wrap things up pretty quickly, and instead opting for a Delver and an additional token here, trying to wrap things up before Lucas can even get any mana for any type of counterplay. Might be the best strategy, might just be the most humane strategy, and the deck cooperating, showing a lightning bolt here. 7 damage. And that is the match. So Micah holds on to take down that match in 3. That is all for this one, but don't worry, there is a lot more. You can check out our older videos, and we're always putting out new videos from ELD's Time Vault games in Bellingham, Massachusetts. If you want to help the channel, of course, you can like, subscribe, share, tap that notification bell so you can know the next time our new videos come out. Thanks for watching.